Greetings, YouTube, and Merry Meet, Reverend Jack Winters. I was going to do this video last night, but I've had to do yard work, as you can see. I've been out in the sun, but now I'm here to do this video. So let's get right into the touchy subject then, shall we? Curses. I could go on and on about how casting curses will just perpetuate the Christian-made stereotype of the witch. But I won't. I'll just get right into it. Curses are an extremely advanced form of spellcasting and energy projection. They can be put on more than just people. Objects, places, and even animals can be cursed. Let's see, they take a great deal of personal energy to cast due to the complexity. You have to be completely, totally, 110% committed to it. If you falter or feel guilt afterwards, it will backfire on you, and in a very dangerous way, I might add. This is why they must only be used as a last resort, and with a cool attitude, I might add, for the most desperate and dangerous of situations. This is why I choose either to deflect, reflect, or ground any energy that heads my way. Now, generally, most people in our world today, in our day and age, they have very little to no knowledge of magic or of energy projection, so they tend to just project energy without even being aware of what it is they're doing. Deflection and reflection work best in these situations, truthfully. Deflection sends that energy off in some random direction for either another individual to deal with or for nature to neutralize. Reflection sends that energy right back to its source. It also aids in accelerating the karma of a particular individual who is worthy of such an event. Now, the fun, or trouble, begins when the sender of said projected energy is wise to the craft and skilled in energy manipulation. If their negative energy is reflected back at them, they will detect it, and they may take action and retaliate by sending a spear of disruptive energy to strike back. I can't speak for all witches and Wiccans, but I maintain my two elemental shields, air and fire, constantly, and I am confident in their ability to deal with such energy that's coming at me. If I do happen to find myself in a situation where I've reflected energy back at an individual and they are wise in the craft and they send something back at me, then I will catch this spear, study it momentarily, and see how best to deal with it. Then I will ground it by putting it into either fire, water, or the fire will transform it, the water will cleanse it, the earth will neutralize it. So either one of those three will usually work. Air just deflects it, and it will return that energy if I exercise my control of that element. Now, you are correct in doing a binding spell prior to warning the person, or warning the individual who is being disruptive. That's just standard practice in protecting yourself. Let's see. The one thing I disagree with you on is this, and that is when you spoke of malice in the heart. And yes, I have harbored hatred in my heart toward others and toward myself. I'm not perfect. Nobody is. I finally learned that energy is unhealthy. It eats at you, slowly at first, and then soon it quickens, and it reaches a ravenous pace until you hate yourself more than you hate anything or anyone else. I know this because I've been there. I've done that. I've experienced that. I hated everything and at first it was one individual and then it went on. I found other people to hate. I found other reasons and things to hate. Soon it went to my family. I started to hate my sister and my parents. And then it went to me. I hated myself. I couldn't stand myself. I had this immense self-loathing. And it does ugly things. And it does ugly things to you. When you start harboring that hatred, you just don't let it go. You just gotta release. That's what I finally did when I was like 18, 19 years old. I'm 26 now. And I'm much better off without that load of bricks on my back, I'll tell you that. Oh yes, remember that like energy attracts like energy. If one does resort to a curse, then there is a higher chance that the anger, the malice, and the other strong emotions will attract some rather unwanted and nasty spirits to said object, person, or place. This is something to take into consideration. Is it all worth that for whatever harm or wrong was done to you? Ultimately, it comes down to what the situation is and the individuals involved. There are many factors to consider, and we as humans can't see every angle. Maybe so-and-so does deserve what he or she gets, maybe not. The truth is, ultimately, we don't know the ramifications of our choices or our actions. Maybe we all deserve to be cursed. Maybe we all deserve a second chance. Maybe not. There's different things to consider in that. You know, we each have an individual will. Our wills collectively are just the will of society. And the will of all things in the universe is what makes up the universal will. And even beyond that is the will of the divine, and it goes on and on and on, different layers. We can't know it all. There's no way we can know it all. So, in my opinion, it's better to just deflect, reflect, or ground the energy. If you think about it, the energy, that emotion you're putting into the curse to generate it, to make it, to give it that lasting power, that stay, you're basically giving up a piece of your soul. And is it worth giving up a piece of your soul? Is it worth all that to break yourself to make this curse? To me personally, I'd rather be insulted than break myself because I felt wrong. But that's me. That's me personally. It's not, like I said, I don't speak for every witch and every Wiccan. I can't. There's no way I can. I'm just little old me. If we all live mindfully and we're all aware of the energy we give off every day in our daily existence and our mundane life, maybe we can lessen a lot of this gray noise that we're flinging around at each other, and thus lessen the need to deflect, reflect, and ground. If you feel that the situation is desperate enough that you need to put your heart, soul, mind, and body into making a curse, then go right ahead. But remember, you know, just we all have to stop and think about it. Ultimately, it may come back to haunt us, whether we feel guilty about it or not. I hope this video has been insightful, and maybe I've made you stop and think. I don't know. Every now and again you do throw those intellectual curveballs at me, Reverend Jack, so blessed be, as you say, hell thyself. And I hope that you're having a nice day, night, whatever it is, where you are right now watching this video. I hope it was insightful, so blessed be.